Hello everybody, my name is Ezra. Welcome back to today's video. Today's video is going to be audio style. I just want to sit here and talk for about 10-15 minutes max about a situation. I was going to come back to YouTube this year. I did want to do that, um, but not this early. But I just had to talk about this because this has been happening pretty recently. And I haven't talked about anything drama related in probably like what, a year. And I have talked about this person we're going to talk about, and I talked about them like a year ago or 2 years ago, and about a drama they were in before, and how they were manipulative in the drama. How actually kind of both parties were manipulative in the drama, but mostly him. And I was a fan of him and everything. And I've been through a lot of his issues, his ups and downs, we'll call it. Um, but this one is a sticky one, and it's the drama between Stephanie Sue and Nikocado Avocado. Now, when I tell you I went as neutral as could be into this drama, it was as neutral as could be. I had no feeling towards him. Like, if you mentioned his name, I mean, it wasn't. I couldn't say. I wouldn't. I didn't. I wasn't gonna say anything bad. I wasn't saying anything good. I'm just gonna say, oh, this Nikocado Avocado. He's a mukbanger. That's it. Like this. That's how I felt about him. I haven't watched him in about 2 years prior to this drama, so that's as neutral as I could be on him. I literally have nothing to say about him as of at that point when her video first came out. Her, I had no issue with her. Was neutral to her too. Have never even seen her or heard of her before. Was completely neutral. That's gonna be very important to the story. So, watching her video, getting into everything. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna truly summarize, like, because if you clicked on this, you probably know the issue and what happened. But there were three issues. There were three. There were like two. There were two physical issues that I found a problem with and that I was kind of on her side with in her defense. Number one was invasion of her privacy. When she said that Nikocado Avocado, I'm not gonna call him by his full name. When Nick was was in her house taking pictures of everything while she went to the bathroom. I personally felt attacked too when she said that, like, because it felt so uncomfortable. It felt so grotesque. It's disgusting to know that he would do something so weird like that. And I 100% believed her on that part. Why? Because I've never heard anything bad about this girl before. I've never seen this girl before, so I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I've heard about him before. I've heard his drama before, so I was more willing to believe her, and I will learn. I've learned from that, and I'm gonna tell you why later. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's so disgusting. Why would he do such a thing like that? And so I started sympathizing with her and for her about the situation. Now, going deeper into the video, my second not problem, but my second thing that I found was a big issue, and I felt bad for her with, is the pressuring, the manipulation part of her video, where she was explaining how she was manipulated into this, and that, into saying stuff. Um, I'm gonna get flat out and say that I was I'm gonna get flat out and say that I was kind of speculative when it came to the issue. I didn't full on believe her when she said it, and I didn't full on denounce her. I was, because when I get into situations like that, I don't not believe the person, but I also do not believe the person. Like, it's not something where I'm like, yeah, 100%, yeah, I know he did that, yeah, I believe you. But it's also, I'm not like that. I'm also not like, I don't believe you at all. I'm neutral in the situation until I see proof, And then she started showing her video clips of her in the mukbangs and in the videos and all of that. She started showing all of that, and I was like, oh, okay. Sorry, I had to leave for a hot second. Where was I at? Yeah. And then she started to show video clips, and she was explaining how Nick should have seen how uncomfortable she was. It was obvious how uncomfortable she was. It's no way he could have not sat there and, sensed the atmosphere of how she wanted to leave and get away and stuff like that. There's no way he could have had not seen that. Then she showed video clips of the points where she said that she was physically showing to the camera, to everybody, how comfortable she was and how she was trying to get away from the situation. The video clips, at first I was like, Well, it doesn't really seem like you're trying to get away, but you do not seem like, I would say, comfortable. So I was like, okay, okay, I'll believe you with this. I'll believe you with this. I literally told myself I'll believe you with this. And when I'm watching videos and stuff like this, I'm the type of person that speaks out loud in the videos. Like I'm physically sitting there have like a full conversation with the video with myself. Like okay, I believe you. I believe that's what I do. Um, and that's gonna be important too later on in this video right here. So then after that, those are my two biggest issues and issues with that. Um, then after that, a couple days go by. I think it was 5 to 6 days, maybe. I don't really know the exact number of days, but anyway, Nick releases his video. He released his video yesterday. He releases his video, and I watch it. I would literally watch it at around. I watched it yesterday at 11 p.m., 11 maybe 10 p.m. But I watched his video. I didn't watch his full video. I watched like the first 20 minutes of it, and then I went to like some T channels, and they kind of summarized it in 20-minute videos um, from beginning to the end. So I would say that I know enough to talk about the whole subject. I didn't really watch his full video because that was like an hour and 35-minute long video. Anybody have time for that? But apparently the T channels did, and apparently they summarized it for me. And I use trusted T channels that I've trusted in the past. By trusted, I mean I trusted them to give me clean information that really wasn't swayed based on personal opinion. Um, and so I watched their videos, and it gave me an oversight of what was going on in his video. Plus, I had already watched like the first 20 to 30 minutes of his of his video, so I'd already seen some of it, and I just finished watching the summarization of the rest. And you don't know how many similarities me and Nick had during that thing, and it scared me. It made me feel uncomfortable. But some of the things he was saying, I literally said as I was watching the video. I just told you guys literally a couple minutes earlier that I'm that type of person with these type of videos that I will talk out loud. Like I would literally say, "Oh my gosh, I would say I don't believe that. Oh man, he did do that, or she did that, or oh my gosh, how could they do that to you? Or where's the proof?" Like I would say that while I'm watching a video in a room by myself. Like I'm verbal when it comes to watching those type of videos. Like I'm a verbal person. I'm not really like that with movies. I don't do that with movies, but I do that with like TV shows and videos sometimes. So the first thing that really got to me is when he said she was pulling in all this information that had nothing to do with the problem, that had nothing to do with the problem or the mukbang that we were having through, and that's literally what I said during her video. I was like, because she had pulled up this video of him in New York that had nothing to do with the drama between him and her. It seemed to me, it seemed like she was only putting it in to cause damage. I'm just saying this is what it seemed like to me because I can't find any other reason for her to put it in that has something to do with the drama. Now, if she wanted to be a speak out and talk about how he was talking in a very weird and neglected way, then yeah, she should have did that. But she should have did that in a separate video, not in a video with drama and manipulation that she was already accusing for. And with putting that with that, it's just trying to. It seems like she's trying to paint him as this monster, and that's why I'm a little speculative. That's why I didn't really fully believe her when it came to the manipulation part. Because I was like, you're pulling in information, you pulled in information from him, you're saying this, and that. You're literally painting him like this monster. You're painting him like a monster. You're titling of the video and everything. You're painting him like this huge monster. And so I was like, I don't know if that was reasonable to do. So I watched more of Nick's video, or more of Nick's video, and I get deeper into it. And then all of a sudden, I see that he sits there and he says and pulls out this proof of information of how and why he was taking pictures in her home and how she was actually knowledgeable of the pictures. That's where my whole narrative of her changed completely. I was sitting there like, you had me think that he was taking pictures, he was recording your home and invading your privacy without your knowledge when you went to the bathroom. But in fact, you had already known he was video chatting Orland. He was taking pictures of your home prior, before you even went to the bathroom. So not only did you not put in critical information, but since you did not put in that critical information and you stretched the truth by saying you had no knowledge of it, you did the same thing he did. You manipulated your audience into believing something that just was not true. And sure, it wasn't like a big manipulation. So it's not like you manipulate and lie like a whole thing that was like behavior change or whatever. But like, you did manipulate, you did lie. Your whole video was talking about and trying to, I would even argue, trying to bring awareness to manipulation, but you sat there and you manipulated us. You did. I felt bad for you for that. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh my gosh, it's messed up. Without any proof. I'm not a person that usually believes people unless they have proof. She didn't even show proof. And that was another thing that Nick has said, and I would that Nick had I don't know if he said that directly, but he was kind of leaning onto it. If she had the video clips, she said, I seen him on my security camera video and what it seems like taking pictures. Now this is what I'm going to say, what it seems like, because she doesn't have proof that he took pictures and video clipped. All she on the security camera, all you can see is someone out with their phone. I mean, that's obviously what you're going to see. You're not going to see, be able to zoom in on their phone and see them physically pressing pictures. So for all I know, she could have still been on recording with Orland when she went to the bathroom, which he proved that he was already FaceTiming Orland when she was in the room. She was taking pictures. He has a picture when he was taking a picture in her house of her face. And it wasn't like a picture of her posing or something. So you can't say, oh, he had asked me, could we take a picture together? No, it wasn't anything like that. Like, she was literally caught off guard a little bit, but she was like, she didn't look uncomfortable. She was like, yeah, she just had a blank face on her. Like, she was looking, okay. Like, because she was not fully in frame. It looked like he was trying to take pictures of something in the background or like the foreground. I'm thinking of the kitchen counter because he said a lot about the kitchen counter. But anyway, she made it seem that he was taking pictures and she had no knowledge of it, and that was a complete lie. And so that's when my narrative changed, and this is why I always try to tell people, friends, and etc., don't believe a story. I don't care if the victim seems completely viable, if their whole story, if you can relate to their story and so you want to give them nothing but support, don't trust them off the bat. Don't trust their words off the bat. Take everything with a grain of salt. Be neutral with it. And that's why I please beg you guys, I really want you to be neutral with it, with this whole situation, because you can't sit there and dismiss that she lied and that she did technically manipulate the audience. She did. She left out information and she stretched her truth on that topic. She did. She said she had no knowledge. That's a lie. She left out information about him taking pictures and talking to Orland on FaceTime. That's lack of information that she put in her video. So anyway, that's where my whole situation upon her changed. My whole feeling upon her changed. So then later in the video, and Nick's and what I can get from drama channels, he started talking about how he didn't really like her at the beginning, and a lot of comments that I seen when people were saying Nick says, I didn't really like her, but then yet you still work with her. And I was like, yeah, that kind of makes no sense. You didn't like her, but you still work with her. But then I put myself in a business mind. And I'm a person who wants to own my own business and everything when I get a little bit older. You know, I'm not that old. I'm only 18. But I put myself in the footsteps of a business person. And if I'm trying to make money and I don't like a person, but I know that they do something in the same field that I do, like we're both mukbangers and we're both pretty successful mukbangers, I know if we do a video together, it's gonna bring both of us beneficial benefits when it comes to money, growth, and etc. So like, even if I didn't like the person, would I have done the video? Yeah, probably. Maybe I would grow to like the person. I would have still done the video, so I can understand why he would have still done the video or still tried to collab with her if he didn't like her. Now, let's get back. Let's kind of reverse back into it. Now, this whole situation started off because, or she felt like she was manipulated because he tried to force her to talk about a subject that she didn't want to talk about because she isn't into drama. She isn't into that type of stuff. Nick put her on blast along with his friends on blast by saying this and putting video clips, text message, all that up front. Not video clips, but audio clips, I mean. All that up front. Talking about how Stephanie Sue herself, wanted to make a whole Shane Dawson type docuseries about the drama that she was so hardeningly not wanting to talk about in her video that made her cry and have panic attacks about when he seemed like he tried to force her to talk about it. She physically wanted to have a full docuseries and talk about the drama. That's crazy to me because when I was watching her, when she released her video, it seemed like she wanted nothing to do with drama. It seemed like she didn't like drama. It seemed like she didn't like, or she didn't want to talk about, or she didn't have an issue with this other YouTuber that this kind of docuseries would have been kind of coming for or talking about. And so that whole I didn't want anything to do with drama, blah blah this, went down the drain. That whole innocent stuff went down the drain. Didn't feel it anymore. So now I'm looking at this person, I'm looking at Stephanie Sue, like, who are you? Like, you lied, you manipulated, and you left out information all on your own. Like, all on your own. And it's not information. This isn't like stuff that's hearsay or she say. He has a physical picture and he has physical proof um, that you guys were talking, that you were FaceTiming, that the pictures were not taken, not all, at least not all the pictures were taken out of your knowledge. Like, you knew he was taking pictures of in your home and stuff like that. People can stretch, twist, all that what you want to, but that picture of her, the picture that Nicole took with her in it and kind of outside of the ring, like, I'm just saying, it's hard to dismiss that. So at this point, when all this information kind of sunk in, at this point, I was kind of already in the, like, well, dang, like, what Nick did was still messed up, and I can't validate that the way he made her feelings seem, because when she showed her text messages of how she tried to talk to Nick and tell me I don't feel uncomfortable and blah blah this and blah blah that, I've been in and out of sleep, all of that. Nick's reasoning, Nick, he lashed out. He continued lashed out in text message. He said, "Well, you should have told me this. Why you were in and out of sleep? You should have told me this before that you wouldn't be able to do this. Blah blah this, blah blah this, blah blah this." And his reasoning in his video is that he said, if you had been stood up all day, you would do the same thing. And I was thinking to myself, no, I wouldn't have. If she was talking about she was having issues with sleeping, she was going through something, even though I may have been stood up all day, I still would have gave her the benefit of the doubt, and I would have said, I understand, take your time, we can cancel mukbangs, no problem. Like, that's what I would have personally have done. And if I had been stood up for most of the day when we were originally put out, and this person's not calling me or texting me back, I would have texted them personally myself, and I would have said, hey, it doesn't seem like you're willing to do the mukbang, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it myself. I've been trying to contact you, call you, whatever, you're not answering. So I'm just trying to tell you, give me a call to let me know if you're okay or not, but I'm going to cancel myself. I would have canceled it myself if I've been stood up for most of the day. Why? Because I'm not going to be willing to do it anymore. I'm not going to necessarily be mad at the person, depending on situations, but if they've stood me up all day, I'm going to sit there and call or text them myself saying, yeah, I'm going to cancel it. I just can't do it. I mean, like, I have other things to do. That's what I'm going to do. So it was very confusing for me, for you at the beginning to say that you didn't like the person, and of course I understand not working with people that you don't like for business reasons, but you seemed a little too mad for a person that you didn't really care for them to stood you up. Like, but that's another situation. That's another situation for another day. I have my whole own theory about that. Ooh, we're already reaching on 18 minutes. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Okay, but anyway, let's get to the next part. The next part is how he was fully outing his friends in the whole situation, and how his friends actually helped spin another narrative for me about Stephanie Sue would kind of clarify a couple things. So this okay, so the problem was, so this dude named Zach. Now, let me mind you, I went back when she said, when I first watched her video, because her video was the first one to come out. When her video first came out about the whole situation and how she felt uncomfortable, I went back and I watched Nick Ricardo's other video when they're mukbang together, and I watched her video, they mukbang together. I didn't watch Zach's video. I don't even know if he had a video, but I didn't watch his. But I did watch everybody else's that was in that collab, and I watched both videos full way through. I watched both videos full way through. I know I watched Nick Ricardo's video full way through. And the part that she was pointing out in Nick's video of how she felt uncomfortable and etc., I watched it. She was seeming like she was having a blast. To me, I just want to point that out. It seemed like she was having fun. She was talking. She was laughing. She was doing etc. It seemed like she was having perfectly comfortable fun to me. That's just what my see in my eyes. Earlier, she had said it was obvious that I was uncomfortable. It was blah blah blah. But she had even pulled up the clip, that exact clip in that video. And to me, it was not obvious that you were uncomfortable. I'm just saying it wasn't obvious. So I'm not saying that she wasn't uncomfortable. She was necessarily lying, but she was definitely stretching the truth. How she said it was obvious. I watched the video. It wasn't obvious that you were uncomfortable. To me, you were like a normal person that was comfortable. And then she pulled out this scene where he had said, when Nick had said, "Do you have anything else to say?" and trying to say, and she said that in her video that it was talking about the drama. I watched that video. they were him. Nick was mostly talking. He was doing most of the talking. Zach wasn't really talking. I don't even know, to be honest, I don't even know why he was in the video. He didn't talk. I don't know if that's the thing he does on his channel, whatever. But like in both collabs, he didn't really talk. So I don't even know what the point of him was being in the video for. I'm just being completely honest. Um, but they were just sitting there talk. Nick was sitting there talking, and he asked, "Did you have anything else to say?" And to me, I took it as a way of like she was quiet most of the time. Did she have anything to say? Like, she did have anything to add before the video closes? And she said, yeah. I forgot exactly what she said. She even said in her video, but I think it was something along the lines, thank you for watching us eat or something like that. Um, I was just thinking in my mind, like, it doesn't seem like he was pressured to really say anything. But there was one scene, like, I would say about 10 minutes before the end of the mukbang, or about 15 minutes before the end of the mukbang, when he was trying to talk about the situation, but it did sound like what she made it sound like. He was saying, but you did tell me that you want to talk about it and about this and about that. But she didn't really seem pressure to say anything. It seemed more like she was caught off guard. I would say that. It didn't seem like she felt like she when she made a couple faces. The faces that she made didn't seem like oh my gosh, like I don't want to talk about it. Like, could you not? Let's just not do this. Blah blah blah. It seemed more like, are you really gonna bring that up? Like I said, I would talk about it, but don't say that I said that I wanted to talk about it. Like I was willing to go into it. I was willing to go into it a little bit about this. Now I am gonna say this to bring this out to everybody. She had said that she had clarified herself. This is what she said in her own video. That she has said, yes, I am comfortable with a, I don't know if she said this part particular, but something along the lines is that she was comfortable addressing the issue, but she didn't want to go into complete detail. Basically, she was comfortable saying, yes, me and this person did have issues. We're fine now. It wasn't a big deal. It was something small. People over exaggerated about it. That's what it seemed like she was comfortable with saying. Um, so in the video, Nick tried to bring up the conversation. It seemed like she wasn't cool about talking about it at all. It seemed like she was caught off guard in the video. And I was kind of confused by that because you literally just told us, the people watching the video, that you were fine with addressing it, but not going into detail with it. You didn't want to spill any tea, but you were fine with addressing it. And I was like, so why didn't she address? Why did she just not address it? Like I don't get it. Like I didn't get it. But she could change her mind. There's no problem. Like she could have simply said, "Hey, I didn't want to do it at all," and change. She could simply say like, "Hey, I don't really want to talk about it anymore. I changed my mind about that. I don't even want to talk about the situation at all." In her video, I didn't hear her say. I didn't hear her say that she had said that at any point. Besides in the car, I think she may have said it. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think she did. I think she said that she was. I think that's when she said that she was fine addressing it, but not going into detail with it. I think that's what she said in the car. So in my head, like I could understand why Nick was kind of confused and asking her, but you said you would talk about it because from what even I got, his prior knowledge was that she was fine addressing it, and addressing it is talking about it. It's not like going into detail with it, but like I gave you guys a brief scenario of like what she could have said or what she could have meant by addressing it. She could have said that's talking about that's addressing it. So I would have been confused and asked her like I knew I would have said there and asked her, but you said you wanted to talk about it. And if she said, "Well, I changed my mind," I would be like, "Okay, whatever. You change your mind. Let's talk. Change the subject." Like, so I couldn't fully sympathize more any with her anymore about that. I just couldn't because it got too confusing for me. Um, there's more I wanted to talk about, but I don't want this to be a long video. I really only want this to be 10 to 15 minutes, but it's like 24 minutes already. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you for watching. There are other issues. Zach came out with a full scenario based on how Nick was releasing text messages to prove his point, but he was releasing private text messages without Zach's permission. But to me, those text messages said a lot about not only Zach and the rest of Nick friends, but it said a lot about Stephanie too. It said a lot about her. A T channel had exposed that, and I had seen that. But I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you for watching. I know this is gonna be uploaded to my YouTube channel alone or my podcast. I'm probably gonna do it to both. Sorry if this was a little jittery and pausy. I'm not gonna take cuts from this. Like I said, I am slowly returning, and it's been literally, I think, about 1 to 2 months since I've recorded a video or even done audio for anything. So it's been a while, and I didn't script this. I'm just fully talking about this. So that's why you're hearing stuff, the background, TVs, and all that, because like I just literally sat down, so I'm gonna record this. So thank you for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful new year, and let 2020 be a good one to you. Thank you. Bye bye. Hi guys, before you go ahead and go, I just want to have a little disclaimer right now. I just want to say it may have seemed like I was attacking Stephanie, that I was trying to discredit her and everything. I was not trying to do that. That is nothing. That is just far from the truth of what I was trying to do. Today's video podcast, however you're watching this, was nothing but me trying to explain what I believed in, and that trying to prove and make this an example is that you can't necessarily believe everyone off the bat. You can't give them your undivided truth off the bat. You have to take every piece of information with a grain of salt, especially if you don't believe these. Especially if you don't know these people personally. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. What they say, I don't care if they're your favorite person. This could have been Joy Graceffa, which is one of my favorite YouTubers. If he was to come out with allegations similar to Stephanie Sue about somebody, I wouldn't even 100% like trust him. Why? Because I don't know him on a personal level. I haven't spent time with this person. I haven't hung out with this person on a personal level. I would still support them in the situation as I did with her, by liking her video, by trying to reason and everything. But I would not, even for Draco stuff, I wouldn't fully trust and believe it until proof was shown. Why? Because when you're giving people serious allegations, anybody could lie. Anybody could lie. Anybody could stretch the truth, and she did stretch the truth just a little bit in her video. And so I want to make that very clear, that this was for educational purposes, to talk about and bring awareness to how you can't trust everybody necessarily right off the bat. How you need to take everything with a grain of salt if you don't know these people personally. And also that even the most innocent people can lie and stretch the truth a little bit and manipulate, which arguably she did. Arguably she did do that a little bit. Um, but I don't want to bring any hate. People were, both of these people were wrong. Both of them did very messed up things, especially Nick. He didn't show any sympathy to her when she explained her reason. She even apologized for her text messages. That is something he can't justify, and I can't justify either. And I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of the truth, which both of them didn't fully bring to us, but they did bring enough to bring us this situation. But yeah, there was just, both parties did some wrongs. And I just want to make that very clear. So I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not trying to attack her. I'm not trying to attack Nick. I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just trying to use this for an example, and that. I'm sorry also for the audio earlier. My mic wasn't properly plugged up. My mic now isn't properly plugged up. I'm literally standing up, walking around with it. But yeah, like I said, I was just trying to sit down, quickly record this, and that's what I did. I did want to come back to YouTube this year. I do want to come back this month actually with proper videos and stuff. I ordered so much stuff over the Christmas break, preparing for my YouTube return. I just have to figure out what I really want to do. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to go up on my podcast or just on my YouTube channel. It's probably going to go on both. But thank you for watching. I just want to bring in one more piece of disclaimer. When I said on my original disclaimer that he didn't show any sympathy, but what I mean is that she tried to apologize even though she technically didn't have to apologize for certain things. That's the reason for her counseling, whatever. If she truly felt that, I don't feel like she owed him an apology, especially she was being completely honest about how uncomfortable she felt and everything. But she did apologize. She gave her reasons. She said she was not sleeping well, and she showed video proof of that. She told she was uncomfortable, and he completely ignored that and attacked her through text messages, and that's from the proof that she showed us in her text messages. And what I meant, so that's what I meant where I said that he didn't show any sympathy. He can't justify when he attacked her through text messages when she completely told him everything. And I do sympathize her for that do sympathize with her for that. He should have never did that. If you're going through something emotionally, and I said this in the podcast or the audio, however you listen to this again, that if somebody was going through something, I don't care if they counsel me, I don't care if I was waiting all day. I personally would still try to understand and sympathize with that person. Why? Because I don't know. I'm not that person. So